Why, hello everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on into these topics, shall we? Starting with our first game news topic of the day, and our first game news topic is regarding Fallout Day is returning on October 23rd with a Bethesda live stream. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article from Game Informer. We'll break down for you guys the details. Bethesda will host a celebration stream on October 23rd featuring updates and on existing Fallout titles, community events, new content, likely centering around Fallout 76's Burn Springs expansion. While no spin offs or Fallout 5 is expected, leaked FTC documents suggest that a Fallout 3 remaster may be in development, fueling hopes for a surprise reveal at the end during this event. Following last year's charity focused stream, fans can expect Twitch drops, game sales, and more as Bethesda leans into the growing Fallout fan base ahead of the TV series season 2 premiere, which I'm very excited for that season 2 premiere, by the way. So yeah, this is awesome news. I've never watched one of these Bethesda live streams, so hopefully we'll get some news of a new Fallout game, hopefully for a Fallout 5 or a Fallout 3 remaster, which I think will be good. This article has last year's stream. If you guys are interested in checking it out, it'll be in the description down below. But I just thought it'd be very interesting, and I'm really hoping. I think Bethesda definitely needs a game announced because they're taking quite some time. I know they're focusing on Fallout 76, but that wasn't very successful for them. And I think they need like a Fallout 5 or something new to come to the forefront to really expand on things. And a remake of Fallout 3 or even Fallout New Vegas and an expanded Fallout 5 would probably benefit the studio at this point. So hopefully we'll see some announcement on October 23rd. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you hoping to hear about a Fallout 3 remaster or a Fallout 5? Which one would you guys prefer? All right, guys, that being said, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic is looks like Clair Obscur Expedition 33 surpasses 5 million in sales and announces a free expansion update in development. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article again from Game Informer. Let me break down for you guys the details. The stylish RPG has sold over 5 million copies since its April 24th launch, marking a breakout success for the studio. A free content update has been announced that includes a new environment, late game boss battles, and other surprises that are in development, with the update set to be free for all players. However, it is not. There is no release date confirmed as of yet. So I think this is absolutely phenomenal. Now I still haven't played Clear Obscure Expedition 33, but I want to play it. Me and my lady ordered a special edition of the game that is going to be coming in sometime late October because we weren't able to get a hard copy of the game. We decided not to purchase digital versions of games anymore because a lot of the studios have kind of delisted games and basically have said you don't own your games. So we thought maybe having a hard copy would be beneficial for us. So we decided to go that route. So that's why we haven't played it as yet. But I'm very excited to take a look at it, and knowing that there's going to be a free expansion because of how successful the game has been is really good. This studio, these guys, this team is really awesome, and they've done phenomenal work with this game. And I cannot wait to see what they do and bring forward. There's other updates that are coming for like other regions as well. If you guys want to take a look at that, if you're in the any of these local regions, Latin America, Spain, Turkey, Vietnamese, there's some updates for you guys as well that I didn't cover here. So again, I'll have the links in the description down below if you guys want to take a look at it. And with them selling 5 million units of Expedition 33, depending on what the price of the game was, let's say it's $50, give or take. I know there's special editions that are more, and I know sometimes there's sales that are less, but let's just say roughly $50 per unit. That means they made $250 million on this game for basically an indie game. And I think it's probably going to be winning Game of the Year, even though I haven't played it, but we'll have to take a look at it when we get a chance. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic. And our next game news topic is regarding. Now, I'm not sure if it's pronounced ARC or they call it ARC, but anyways, ARC Raiders confirms no console only crossplay and a server slam playtest set for October 17th. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this article from Game rant. If you guys, I've never heard of this game, so if you guys have played this game and there's some information regarding it, if you recommend it, go ahead and let me know. But Embark Studios reveals Arc Raiders. I'm just gonna say Arc Raiders will support crossplay across PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. But console players won't be able to restrict matchmaking to fellow console users. The lack of console only crossplay has sparked criticism, with players worried that to face off against PC users with keyboard and mouse advantages and potential cheating issues common with extraction shooters. A global invite free playtest will run on October 17th through the 19th and stress tests Arc Raiders servers ahead of the October 30th launch, offering players a preview of the post apocalyptic PvPvE experience. So, I haven't heard of this game. I'm very interested in seeing what it is. The graphics look pretty good, and some of the screenshots I'm looking look pretty interesting. Now, the fact that they've turned off crossplay is very interesting. And by turned off crossplay, I mean turned off like filtering crossplay. So if you're PS5, you're not going to just be able to play with PS5 users. You're going to have to play with everybody. And the reason I think this is interesting is because, turning off crossplay for PC has been beneficial for PS5 users playing Call of Duty, playing Battlefield, playing whatever, because there are a lot of cheaters on PC. It's a lot easier to cheat on PC than it is console. Console, there's just a lot of restrictions and stuff like that that people have to bypass. I mean, it is doable, but it's very much more rare than it is on PC. So I know definitely players want to filter out, and I'm curious if this will stop players from purchasing the game just based off of this suggestion that they're not going to be turning it off. Someone has to try it out, and I don't think I've known of any other game that has this feature where you're not able to turn off crossplay. So, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to be a hindrance to this game, or do you think it's going to be beneficial for it, seeing that all players are going to be able to play together? I think it's going to be a hindrance, but we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening. And also, let me know what you guys think of this game. Is it a game you guys are going to be checking out? All right, guys. That being said, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic is regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 is driving U.S. hardware surges as game spending hits $4.7 billion in August. So, mind you, the August numbers for the quarterly reports are basically out, and that's kind of what we're discussing here. U.S. video game hardware spending raises 32% year over year, fueled by strong Nintendo Switch 2 sales, now 70% ahead of its predecessor, despite a 12% increase in average unit prices at about $453. Sports titles dominated with NBA 2K26 leading overall, and Madden NFL 26 scoring a second place. Hold on, guys, 1 second. While bundles like EA Sports MVP and Kickoff also performed strongly. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller was August's top-selling accessory, and total games spent including mobile and content, claims about 11% of the $4.7 billion, with noticeable jumps from Helldivers 2, Demon Slayer 2 game, and Kirby the Forgotten Lands. So basically, guys, that's kind of a little bit of a breakdown of what we got going on regarding this $4.7 billion in sales. And yeah, I think the Nintendo Switch 2 basically taking the 12% increase is absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that we're 32% year over year increased in sales from August to August is very interesting, because there's been a lot of studio closures and a lot of things, a lot of adjustments going on in this industry, a lot of layoffs and stuff like that. So it's very interesting knowing that the game industry is about 32% higher than it was last year as far as how much it's made. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of studio closures. I don't know if it's just a lot of restructuring and things like that, but it's very interesting to see all that occur. But let's go ahead, and I also want to break down this list. So August 25th, US top 20 best-selling games, if you guys are interested in knowing what they are. I'm surprised to see Mafia the Old Country up here at number 3. That's actually very surprising to me. Of course, we got Gears of War Reloaded on this list, and I'm very, very intrigued that Demon Slayer actually made it on this list because I wasn't really interested in that game and I have not had a chance to play it. But yeah, guys, if you're interested in checking out the full list, here it is right here if you guys want to know what it is. And I'm surprised that Red Dead Redemption 2 is still hanging in there. I mean, top 20 is pretty good. And Minecraft, I mean, Minecraft's Minecraft. That's always going to do successful. So I'm very surprised at this. And I'm actually surprised I didn't see certain games like Split Fiction or anything like that. So I'm curious how they get this list. But let me know what you guys think of this list in the comments down below. And does any of this surprise you? And are you surprised we're up about 32% year over year? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our last game news topic of the day. And our last game news topic is a rumor, but it's regarding Sega. So let's go ahead and take a look. Sega files for a Sonic. Oh, sorry. Sega files for a Shadow the Hedgehog trademark, fueling speculation ahead of Sonic's 25th anniversary. I'm so used to saying Sonic the Hedgehog that I messed up Shadow. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this article here. Um, Sega's newly filed trademark for Shadow the Hedgehog, covering all games and merchandise, has fans speculating about a remake of the 2005 title for a brand new Shadow-led game, or a brand new Shadow-led game. Excuse me. Following his cinematic debut, voiced by Keanu Reeves, and the release of Sonic's X Shadow Generation, Shadow remains a focal point for Sega's expanded Sonic universe. While Sonic Team prefers new projects over remakes, the timing of the trademark suggests a reveal may coincide with with Sonic's 25th anniversary next year. And honestly, I think this makes a lot of sense. While it is a rumor, and I think it's more likely to be a new title over a remake, only because they really don't focus on remakes, at least not that I know of. Maybe you guys can correct me on that, but I think it would make sense for them to do a new game, or if they do a remaster, maybe revamp it somehow, make it a little better or improve upon it some ways. But I think a game like this would be very cool, and it's nice to see them continuing the trademark and to continue to focus on the Sonic franchise with Shadow the Hedgehog. Their movies are doing really well. The franchise is doing really well. So I think they should continue to push forward. They're trying to make their own little niche, kind of how Mario is. So I think they're doing great work. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you hoping for a Shadow the Hedgehog remake, or do you guys want a new project? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down. All right, guys, that does it for our video game news topics of the day. We're going to go ahead and move over to our movie news topic. And our first movie news topic of the day is regarding the trailer for The Playdate has dropped today. Now, mind you, I didn't know about this movie. I had no clue about it, but this trailer was awesome. And this trailer stars Kevin James and Alan Ritchson, who star in this movie, The Playdate. And honestly, this trailer had me rolling. I was laughing the whole time. And mind you, I'm not the type of person that where I laugh in trailers. I don't know why that is. I just think jokes don't really land for me in trailers all that much. But every single thing in this trailer made me laugh. The way that they were playing football made me laugh. If you watch the trailer, you'll know what I mean. The way that they were playing football, the way that they were talking to each other, the puns, the funny bits, the music cue, everything had me dying, and it got me very very excited and very interested in seeing this movie. And I don't know if this is coming out in theaters. I think it's going to premiere on Amazon Prime, and I'm actually sad to know that this movie's not coming to theaters, because this is a exact type of movie I would want to see in theaters. Something funny, something action packed, something entertaining, and this looks like it provides all that. So great job to the marketing team, whoever made this trailer. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be dropping on November 12th. So I have something to look forward to, because my birthday is coming up in November. And sadly, for my birthday, we're going to be watching Wicked for Good, which I do not want to watch because I wasn't really a big fan of the first one. But my lady was a big fan. But now I have a great movie to look forward to more closer to my birthday. So maybe I can wash off Wicked for Good with this. I probably don't want to wait. I'd probably watch it on the release date for this film. But let me know what you guys think of the trailer. Take a look at it. I'll have it in the description down below. And let me know what you guys think of it. I absolutely love this trailer, and I hope this movie does really good, because I would love to see more movies and more content like that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is regarding Taron Egerton and Jessica Henwick star in a comedy thriller called Everyone Wants to Fuck Me. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So Taron Egerton and Jessica Henwick will lead Everyone Wants to Fuck Me, a London set comedy thriller written and directed by John Shelby. I don't know how to pronounce that name. With production beginning next month. I think Taron Egerton has made interesting choices in his career. He was doing very well with movies like Kingsman, leading into oh my god, what's that one where he played oh my god, what is that movie called? Damn it, it's gonna bother me now. It's the one with Hugh Jackman. They do the Olympic sport. I can't. Eddie the Eagle, was that what it was called? Hold on. What was it called? Yes, Eddie the Eagle. So from Kingsman to Eddie the Eagle, and even what's that one called? Rocket Man. So he's made very interesting choices with his career, but he's kind of gone more into the streaming aspect lately with movies like Carry On, uh, what is it? Tetris, and what else was streaming? I think he did Blackbird. I think that one was a streaming movie. So he's making very interesting choices with his career, and honestly, all of his movies aren't very bad. I mean, they're not the best, but they're not bad movies. So I'm very curious what drew him to a project like this. As far as Jessica Henwick, I think first off, she's absolutely gorgeous. But secondly, I think her career kind of faltered as The Matrix came out. I think that kind of put a very bruise on her career and kind of slowed her momentum down because that movie wasn't very well received, and so sad to see that happen. So I hope a movie like this starring alongside Taron Egerton gets her back on track and more into the forefront of movie, because I think she's a phenomenal actress. So both of them together making a comedy like this, I think would be very interesting. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Would this be a comedy you guys are interested in seeing? And they'll probably end up changing the title. Actually, I hope they keep it like this. Everyone wants to fuck me with the thing right there, because or with the whatever the fuck that thing's called, because I think it would be very bold to see something like that in on a poster or something before going in to watch a movie. But I think they'll probably change it before the movie. But let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is regarding George Clooney has confirmed Ocean's 14 is moving forward and filming expected to begin in 2026. Let's go ahead and take a look here. George Clooney reveals that excuse me, I lost my spot. George Clooney reveals that Warner Brothers has greenlit the budget for Ocean's 14, with filming likely to begin mid to late next year in 2026. Pending cast availability, George Clooney expressed excitement about returning with Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, and Don Cheadle, calling them dear friends and hinting at a return to the franchise's roots. Following the success of the Ocean's 11 and its sequels, plus a 2018 spin off Ocean's 8, the upcoming installment aims to build on the series' enduring popularity. Now, I hope. Now, it's 14. Now, we had some people that have passed away since Ocean's 13, with Bernie Mac passed away. I think the older gentleman in the movies passed away. I can't remember his name, forgive me. So we've lost some people, but I'd be interested in seeing who's going to be returning and who's going to be replacing them in this movie, as far as to cover the 14 people. Usually that's what it represents. Ocean's 11, there's 11 people. Ocean's 12, there's 12 people. Ocean's 13, there's 13 people. Ocean's 8, there was 8 people. So on and so forth. So I'm hoping that we see that, and I would like to see like Sandra Bullock come to this cast, maybe Anne Hathaway, to kind of take up those roles. I do like the Ocean's movies, and I think Julia Roberts is phenomenal. George Clooney's phenomenal. Matt Damon's phenomenal. All these movies are just so good. Everyone in it is so good. But missing out on people like Burning Mac and the other gentleman that I can't remember the name of at the top of my head. Let me see if we can look him up, because it's gonna bother me. So I don't know. Are you guys like that? Where you think of something, you can't think of the title, and it bothers you, and it's gonna fucking drill into your brain until you figure out what their name is? That's kind of how I function sometimes. Carl Reiner, who passed away in believe he passed away in 2020. So Carl Reiner's no longer with us. Bernie Mac's no longer with us. So I think we're gonna have to wait and see what ends up happening with the full cast list. But I think that it could really turn out to be great. I'm probably Andy Garcia will return and stuff like that. It'd be nice to see people returning. But I'm very very excited to see what happens with this, and I would like to them to incorporate the team that Sandra Bullock worked with somehow to make it a full cast list, because that having Rihanna, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock, that just those four names alone would kind of bring up the audience for this, I think. So I think that'd be great. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Ocean's 14? All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is regarding the Michael Jackson biopic trailer is going to be debuting in November ahead of April 2026 release. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It's going to be debuting with the Wicked trailer. So a trailer for Michael starring Jafar Jackson and director Anton Fuqua will premiere in theaters on November 21st, attached to screenings of the highly anticipated Wicked sequel, Wicked for Good. Legal restrictions surged. Okay, well, hold on. That's kind of different. But anyways, let's talk about that, and I'll go into the rest of this story in a bit. So I think this is great marketing, great news. You're going in for a musical. You want to talk about someone who's been really, really standing out in his musical career with music playing. So I think it's great to attach a biopic to a movie like this, and it'll lead into Wicked for Good, and it'll probably play in front of Avatar, which will also be beneficial for this movie. I think this movie's gonna make $1 billion. I think it's gonna be the highest grossing biopic of all time, because Michael Jackson, even though he passed long ago, is still very, very much popular in the world, and everyone still loves Michael Jackson, regardless of his controversy and everything like that. I think this movie is going to do absolutely phenomenal. Now, there's been a lot of issues with this movie in the back end regarding legal ramifications and stuff like that, and that's kind of what this next part of this story is going to be. But the main part is Michael's trailer is going to be debuting with Wicked for Good. But let me break to you guys some of the other details that are going on with this film. Legal restrictions surged the excuse me. Legal restrictions surrounding the Jordan Chandler case led production to divide the project into two parts, one focusing on Jackson's rise to fame and the other on his late life and controversies. While footage for part two exists, its release hinges on the audience's response to the first film. The Jackson estate is covering all production costs, including any unused materials. So the reason for this is this movie was filmed, including his rise to fame and his later life controversy. But the problem is the family estate didn't tell the studio that legally their legal documents said that they weren't allowed to talk about that person, or weren't allowed to reference them in regards to the film or anything regarding Michael Jackson in the future, books or so or whatnot. So they filmed the movie, they told them this, and now anything regarding that aspect of Michael Jackson's story of this movie now has to be scrapped. So I think they said they had about 4 hours of footage, so they decided to break it up into two movies anyways. So, knowing that one movie is probably going to make $1 billion, and then the next movie would be released the next year with another $1 billion possibly. So they broke it up into two movies out of it anyways. But a lot of that second part of that movie, anything after, I want to say maybe the Thriller era or his big rise to fame, which I think they'll probably end it somewhere after mid Thriller era, because that's when he was popular. They'll probably start with his childhood and work their way up to his starting his career. Not starting his career, but like highlighting his career, becoming the king of pop, essentially, is what. But what they're probably going to do is scrap a lot of the footage regarding that, use what they can, and then reshoot the rest, depending on how good this first movie does, because they already had two movies out of this one budget, so they were very happy about that. But it looks like the Michael Jackson estate is going to be covering the costs because it's their fault for this issue. So there's a lot of drama regarding this, but I think this movie is going to be very successful, so we will see a part two of the Michael Jackson biopic. And Jafar Jackson looks absolutely phenomenal as his uncle. Like just look at this picture here. Like, he looks absolutely like his uncle. Like right here, if you see just the side profile is great. Not 100%, but I think they look really good, and I think hopefully he does phenomenal. I think he's a great singer as well, if I'm not mistaken. But let me know what you guys think about this. Are you interested in seeing the Michael movie? Are you excited to see the trailer ahead of the Wicked movie? Now I have something to look forward to when it comes to watching Wicked. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, guys. We're going to move over to our last movie news topic of the day. And our last movie news topic of the day is regarding Michael's Man Heat 2 finds a studio home at Amazon United Artists. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this article. Amazon MGM's United Artists is in talks to acquire Heat 2 after Warner Brothers drops the project over budget agreements with director Michael Mann. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer and Scott Stuber, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, has joined the film with A-lists like Leonardo DiCaprio, Austin Butler, and Adam Driver reportedly circling roles. However, no casting details have been finalized. Based on Michael Mann's best-selling novel, Heat 2 spans multiple timelines and global locations, promising a sprawling crime saga that builds on the legacy of the 1995 classic. So, very interesting things going on here. If I'm not mistaken, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, where the studio denied the budget for Heat 2. I think they wanted something crazy like around $250 million for the movie. I'm not exactly sure if that was the number. Let me see if I can find out the exact number. Heat 2 budget. Let's see. Heat 2 budget was reportedly somewhere around. Michael Mann insisted on $200 million budget. Was lowered to $170 million. So yeah, that's crazy for a film like this, especially with now mind you, I don't know the story. I never read the book, so who knows? Maybe it requires that amount of action, that amount of money. You know, the locations and everything, how wide of a span of movie it is, but it is a bit ridiculous for a movie of this caliber to be that high of a budget. And movies like this, sadly, aren't really doing well at the box office. A good example would be, I mean, I'm not sure if they exactly coincide, but the recent Leonardo DiCaprio, what the hell is that movie called? Oh my god, it just fucking released theaters. You know what's funny? When other people are talking, I can think of the most random shit and pull it out of my ass and actually be right, you know, like, because I remember shit. But when it comes to doing this, I can't remember a fucking thing. Anyways, One Battle After Another. There it is. So One Battle After Another is a good example. It's not necessarily Heat, but, you know, it's didn't do well at the box office. It's not doing too well. I mean, even though I think that movie was another $200 million budget. Let's find out. So, One Battle After Another's budget was somewhere around the $115 million mark, $175 million, ballooned to $175 million. So that's already $175 million right there for that movie. And its box office is, as of right now, One Battle After Another's box office is currently at $100 million worldwide. So not very good for the studio, not very good for a budget like this, and Heat 2 seems to be that way. So I think the only thing going for this Heat 2 movie right now is Amazon has a lot of money backing them, so it makes sense for them to be circling a film like this. They'd be able to provide it. But the question is, will they make it a straight to streaming movie, or will they make it wide theatrical release? I think that's going to depend on what the budget is at that point, of course. And with Leonardo DiCaprio, even though, you know, One Battle After Another is not doing well, he's still a big name. With Adam Driver is also a good name, and Austin Butler's growing in his career and being also a good name. And the legacy behind Heat, I think this movie could do well, but you really have to figure out what the budget's going to be for this movie. So hopefully they can find a middle ground, and hopefully Amazon MGM can work with Michael Mann and find a good budget at about maybe $150 million, give or take. But we'll have to see what ends up happening. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you hoping Amazon MGM's really snatch up Heat 2 so we can see it? And are you even interested in seeing a Heat sequel? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, guys. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always, guys, remember, stay true, be odd.